Yo, 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 yo. Back. Hit that like button. Hit the cash app. Yo, where Umar Johnson been at? Yo, somebody hit Umar Johnson. And tell him keep your G News looking for him, man. We ain't get a post in like a week. He got at least give us. I know he trying to fade into the back, but he got at least give us one post a week. Yeah, man, that's the least he can do, man. Feed the YouTube streets. You know what I mean? But I want to talk about OG murder, man. So yesterday, I shared a video, I guess from a New Orleans podcaster, and he was talking about Juvenile struck OG murder page. Now look, OG murder was funny as a motherfucker. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. That nigga is hilarious. Like when it cut out to the way he do his shit, I trips off for shorty, man. Even though he was borderline telling. You know what I mean? He definitely was borderline telling over that motherfucker. But that nigga was funny as a bitch. Like some of the things he said though was a little crazy. But yo, I knew he was going too hard. He was going too hard, yo. So I don't know if Juvenile struck his page or not. I know a lot of them boys in New Orleans probably happy. I know Terrence Williams happy, BG happy. The whole Cash Money probably happy because he was going in on them niggas. He was going in on them. And the crazy thing about it, right? I got hip to Shorty when BG first came home. And he was going at Turk. You remember I was going at Turk too. Not really just going at Turk. My whole thing with Turk was, yo, take accountability, bro. If you did some flawed shit while the man was booked, you did some flawed shit while he was booked, bro. Like, and one of the things I took issue with it came down to Turk was how he tried to explain the situation where BG called him and he supposed to made a move for him. Boy, Frog, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. That nigga be hilarious as a motherfucker in the cell, boy. I'm trying to tell you. He one of them niggas, I tell you who I look for. Like, if a nigga having a down day, man, where the fuck OG Bird ass at? You feel me? You bound to get a laugh out of him. Straight up. And yeah, so when it came down to Turk, right? Turk, how he explained the situation where he supposed to made the move for BG. Talking about, yeah, you know, I don't talk to no police. Like, oh, come on, Turk, yo. You know good and goddamn well. You told that man you was gonna make a move for him. He could have got BG killed in there, man. Yeah, man. You call him, man. You say you gonna make a move. Then when it's time for the move to get made, you go ghost on a nigga. Don't answer the phone. Don't do nothing. It was a lot of issues. The shit with the shirts. Like my thing with Turkey, just want to take accountability. And I don't know what OG murder beef was, but somehow he went from defending BG to going on a full fucking slaughter on a nigga. Yeah, I seen that. So these guys are one of the people that been Rap Cat podcast. They one of the people I guess took issue with how Shorty was handling it, and they spoke on the situation.
Everybody got a match. Everybody got somebody that's gonna equally stand up to shit the same way that you do. You know what I'm saying? And it can happen to you the same way it can happen to them. Like that's just life in general. Like, today could be your bad day. Like the day you get as bad as you want to be or you claim to be. Today just not the day that you on with it right now. I got the upper hand.
The Rap Cat Podcast.
See how murder was in the John? Out all that shit that murder fucking talk. I don't want to hear you was drunk. You was on some fake ass shit. You wasn't drunk, nigga. All that shit that you can't get in the John strap, they check you.
Hold on. Let's go to that. Let's see what the fuck really going on. Rap Cat Podcast. Now I like how these New Orleans niggas do this shit. Like they stick together for real. When it come down to podcasting and shit like that. From these guys to the War Report. Grand old lady, what's up? What's up, K? These niggas stick together, y'all.
Man, we gonna motivate the nation, man. I'm talking about that. What we gonna do? There's a lot going on in the nation, and I'm gonna pop my shit on.
Make money, but we not making no money with you. And that's the biggest problem that some of them have is a form of trying to extort somebody. Like that, you can't win for losing with people that did. No matter how you play something, people got the opposing side of how they feel like they would have win. Everybody would say what they would do if they was there. Wouldn't have win like that. I wouldn't do it like this. You couldn't. You know, I would have never jumped up on top of no fucking car and did nothing. I would have made my statement right there in front of everybody, down on the ground or whatever. Got a million different things that people would do.
That's 2 times.
This way to do it to don't confuse the consumer if you're really not trying to.
You know what I'm saying?
Hot boat.
That was my little section for like a year and a half straight. I'm bumping so much shit around this bitch. I'm talking about like a nigga be, boy, don't move. Nothing moving but me around this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And niggas from this area will be on some shit, small talking, slick slide saying shit. Man, that nigga from Harvard Howard, West Bank nigga came around here and he selling all this and niggas ain't saying nothing. That niggas making $10,000 a day. Woo.
The only thing I don't like about these
shit,
niggas
you
is
know what I'm saying?
And a win.
But
these niggas be interviewing Rat Williams. You know what I mean? So that's the thing that kind of get me with some of these guys when they, you know, they present themselves as a certain type of way. And it's like a lot of, what's the Big Bank? You know, Big Bank, you know, supposed to be solidified in Atlanta. But he keep interviewing Charleston White. You understand? Charleston White ain't got no morals, no integrity. These guys, solidified, but they keep interviewing Terrence Williams. Like, yo, why are you giving somebody as dishonorable as Terrence Williams a platform? He got his own platform. Let him speak whatever he got to say over there. That's the only thing. That's what kind of like, I used to watch these niggas a lot for real. But that's what kind of like made me fall back from them. But they be talking some good shit too though. It's just the Terrence Williams shit. It's like, come on, bro. Like, y'all know good and goddamn well how dirty this man is, man. Why y'all putting that man on y'all platform?
bro, them niggas taking food out of our kids' mouth. Man, stop acting like that, man. The reason your bitch ass ain't making no money, man. You wasn't making no, man. You been around here 40 years before this dude came around here. You gonna be around here another fucking 20 years when this dude leave. You ain't never made nothing before and you ain't made nothing after, man. That shit sound good, bro. To get something, to recruit some niggas and make something out. Come on, man.
I don't even think it be about them making money. It's just that we don't want you to make nothing.
Right, that's what I said.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, like we don't want you to make nothing. Happen to you the same way it can happen to them. Like that's just life in general. Like, today could be your bad day. Like the day you get as bad as you want to be or you claim.
He not doing you nothing.
I'm fucking making money fucking with him too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Shit, for real,
yeah,
for real,
I'm making money with him too. So fuck what y'all talking about.
All kind
you know
of shit
what I'm
coming through this bitch. He know niggas I know it.
Yeah.
Dude ain't stopping you from making no fucking money, man.
Nigga do this, like, but listen, the nigga who be talking that shit, why they don't come and be the one to make an approach to say you can't do it?
Yeah.
They try to rally up niggas to feel a certain kind of way. So if all of us feel that way, it don't look like I'm just hating them.
Right.
It just look like this how we feel as a whole around here. But you the one that's shooting.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that is why he got on him. I fuck with OG Murder, keep it real. Like I just said, I took issue with some of the things he was like. He was speaking on crimes. I mean, alleged crimes that happened. That was the only thing that had me like, all right, yo, you taking this shit too far. But see, I knew, yo, that wasn't going to last. Like, yo, the way he was going way too hard over that bitch, yo. Way too hard. Calling niggas out their names, bringing up people's family members. Like, yo, he was going way too hard over there, yo. And they saying Juvenile did it, but I think YouTube did it. I think YouTube did it. And then when you go on that baby, like, yo, these people got connections. It's a number of ways how his page could have got took. Now they took his page permanently for circumventing the system. So what it looked like is he caught a strike, and he was told not to upload no videos, and then he got on another page and went live, and then they flagged it, and they took the pages down. That's what they do. They did that shit to me on Google Ads. You know, YouTube ran by Google, so I know about circumventing the system. I couldn't log in. I couldn't log into my. I used to do Google Ads like when I first started and shit. You know, like to promote my page. And I had a main page, and I couldn't log in at one time, but I owed the payment. So I tried to upload another page and run an ad on that page, and they flagged my shit. Gave me circumventing the system, so I can't use Google Ads no more. And they ain't gave my money back. That motherfucker still owe me $113. Cause I paid the bill. I've been trying to get that money back for motherfucking. What's up? Check it out. I've been trying to get that money back for about 4 years now, man. They keep talking about the bank information. Nah, they on some bullshit.
You're trying to get everybody's feelings riled up to feel that same way about, you know what I'm saying, that particular
And you
person.
gonna have and you gonna have a real nigga from around that way to tell you that. Man, you come on, man. Fucking dude ain't stopping you from making no fucking money, man.
If another nigga getting money, especially if he making a little money with you or whatever, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, he for surely looking at them like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I fuck with the dude come around here, start getting shit popping, and I'm fucking making money fucking with him too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Shit, for real,
yeah,
for real,
I'm making money with him too, so fuck what y'all talking
All
about.
kind
you know
of shit
what I'm
coming through this
yeah,
bitch. He
yeah.
know niggas I
turning
know
shit.
it.
Yeah. He turning
Shit
he the one.
moving.
He the one.
You talking about BG?
For that, him. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So nigga looking like, nah, I like him. You know what I'm saying? And if he any kind of big dog, like, you know what I'm saying, you know how that go, like, nigga, that's all it's gonna ever be, shoot.
Yeah, that's how that
It
shit.
just never come with nothing, you know, because, you know, they don't have enough force then, you know what I'm saying, to stand on nothing but the hate that they just feel in their heart, you know?
That just like, man, you know, that's just some niggas' game, bro. Also to sit back like and just let you hustle and they just come rob you because they feel like that's what's easier.
Mm-hmm.
That shit sound good, bro. That shit, like, when you look back at all that shit today, bro, that just some pussy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, you hating on a nigga who really he not doing you nothing. But you know what? How the street code go, once you jump in that bitch, everything fair game. But as a nigga look back today, that shit corny, bro. Even being gangster today is corny. See how niggas want to be the gangsters of all gangsters today? That shit is corny, bro. That's corny. If you see a nigga on this bitch, bro, trying to be the gangster of all gangsters, like murder bitch ass, that shit corny. That shit just super corny, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that's just not what it is no more.
Right, because ain't nobody, like, you know what I'm saying, the baddest of the baddest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got a match. Everybody got somebody that's going to equally stand up to shit the same way that you do. You know what I'm saying? And it can happen to you the same way it can happen to them. Like, that's just life in general. Like, today could be your bad day. Like, the day you get as bad as you want to be or you claim to be, today just not the day that you own with it right now. I got the upper hand or this nigga, you know what I'm saying, in a position to strike and you can't, you know what I'm saying, it's over. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you is or who you think he is. You know what I'm saying? So that's... You know, I never was caught up into the biggest or the baddest because if I feel like if I cross paths with you, you're going to have to beat him today. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I always look at it. Well, your boy known for doing this. Well, look, bro, I ain't looking for no trouble with him, but if we bump heads on any level and I got to deal with him, he going to have to be that person today. Like, he just going to have to be. He going to have to be the killer, the good fighter. Whatever you say he is, he would have to be that then once we... you know, cross each other. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not giving them a respect level or tiptoeing around him because of his reputation of what you say he do.
Every fucking human on this fucking earth, my nigga, whoever done something, whoever have a reputation, when it's time to do it again, it's different. Every time it's time to do it again, it's different.
I agree.
I'm not respecting that shit. I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't give a
lying.
fuck about that.
That's a fact.
Especially murder bitch ass. See how you was in the John? See how murder was in the John? How all that shit that murder fucking talk. I don't want to hear you was drunk. You was on some fake ass shit. You wasn't drunk, nigga. All that shit that you can't get in the Jones strap, they check you. You was slipping. You was misled. You was out of bounds. Because every nigga who murder talk about on this motherfucking thing,
Be around now.
they go to that fucking John damn near 3 times a motherfucking week.
Right. There you go. I see a lot of
And you went there 3 in the morning, nigga. Was was some old ass niggas. They was misled. They don't know you put niggas in. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. This shit be capped, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And just while I'm on there, you see me smoking my woo, cause bitch, I had a situation. It was burning my soul. I couldn't talk to a lot of you bitch ass niggas. But that shit signed and sealed, pussy ass nigga. Dog, murder, I swear to God, all jokes aside, cause I can't go back and forth with you with the ribbon shit and all that. You good with that. But on some real shit, dog, you the lamest nigga, bro, if I ever seen one, dog. I swear to God. I've been waiting to touch your soul with this shit, but I had a situation, boy. But, dog, I swear to God, bro, you the lamest nigga if I ever seen one. I'm not playing. I'm not joking. None of that shit. You talking about uptown business. Nigga, you was a hoe, bro. And if you think for 1 minute, bro, that I would have saw your bitch ass and would have been on what Mina was on, and that's my nigga. And I told him I don't agree with seeing your bitch ass and even hollering at your pussy. I don't want no understanding. That's the difference between me and Mina. I don't want no understanding with no bitch ass nigga who talked about my wife, who said he wanted to fight a nigga, and your bitch ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yo, he was going too far with this shit. Like, yo, you can troll, you can talk shit, but when you start sending out threats to people and their family members, yo, YouTube I think YouTube took his page. Like I said, they try and blame Juvenile. I think YouTube just did it. You know, they could have been under some pressure.
I said you wanted to fight a nigga about yellow. You know all what your bitch ass said, nigga, when you see a nigga, the first thing you say you want to fight me about yellow? You was a hoe, bro. Come on, man, you was shocked and you was stunned. And you didn't that could have been any other nigga. You out of bounds. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Niggas like you, and I'm only responding to your bitch ass one time about this. But every time you say something, I'm entertaining so I can get some views. Because I'm going to respond every single time going forward now. Bitch ass nigga. I got a whole lot to say.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So,
Siobhan, what's up, baby?
Uptown, I don't want no understanding with your bitch ass. And the truth is, my nigga, if you would have just say Gas, real shit, if that nigga would have just told me one day, bro, say Gas, dog, thought we was better than that, kind of was in my feelings when you podcast 645 after me, right. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, listen, it just was certain shit, that certain ways that I was moving and certain ways, real shit, certain ways that I was moving, certain ways Murder was moving at the time that we was intertwined, I was going to fuck with nobody's grandma and shit, to where it just didn't go in my woo, how I move, you know what I'm saying? Just how my life just evolved, bro, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't really had no problem. What am I just, you know how I do, I stop fucking with a nigga today.
Just remove yourself from
that's how I move.
The equation, like, right.
So he must have felt the way about that because he looked at me, I guess,
I told her that yesterday,
more than a friend. More than me.
It's not that.
What I'm doing with the podcast.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
It's not that they blaming everything on Dirk. The federal government is trying to introduce irrelevant text messages, and I know why they trying to do it as to establish grounds. Like, you know, we don't really got a strong case against Dirk on this murder for hire, but we do got text messages that show Dirk is capable of putting money on people. So what Didi is saying is, if y'all gonna, because he's not really involved in none of these text messages. What Didi is saying is, if y'all gonna use these text messages, for one, Dirk trying to get the text messages thrown out because they're irrelevant, but the Fed's gonna let it in because that's what the Feds do. So what Didi is saying is, if y'all gonna use these text messages to paint Dirk as a gang leader who drops money on people, even though this is not related to the case, I want to remove myself, and I want a separate trial. You know what I'm saying? I want a separate trial because this information can prejudice the jury, and this information is almost strictly pertaining to Dirk. So if we all on trial together and they hear this information, they might find me guilty just based off of that. So that's what's going on right now. It's a lot going on in Dirk's situation.
So that was the real thing. But I would have respected even more if he would have just said, bitch, you did 645. You know I had a problem with that bitch ass nigga. You come by my house, you fuck on me, we smoke, ooh. I would have respected. I still would have told you, nigga, I don't got nothing to do with that. I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I still would have respected if you would have just kept it G. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But we just went our ways, and just from still fucking with him, boy, you know how much shit 645 said about your bitch ass in that fucking interview, boy?
I told him when I talk, I say, bro, you got a problem with gas a certain kind of way, what you know, that's not how that actually went. Like, oh, you know, dude ain't on that type time. I said, but what you didn't know, yeah, and Mary brought that up about.
Nigga, that's another thing. Just for the record, nigga, you know, bro, that I don't give a fuck up. I went in y'all's situation. I never had a problem with you to give a nigga your address. When our ties cut, bro, I never had no problem with you to give no nigga your address. And you steady running with that. Nigga, fuck you, nigga, your grandma and your grandma address. I don't give a fuck about none of that, nigga. You was a bitch ass nigga, and I don't want no understanding what your pussy is. You was a whole.
These niggas out of control. Hey yo, but that's why you don't bring street like OG Murder should have never brought all that street shit to the internet. Like yo, he brought a whole lot of New Orleans uptown business to the internet. A lot of shit we ain't know. A lot of shit about Juvie, a lot of shit about BG, a lot of shit about Baby. Like just all in general.
I ever fucking seen one. This nigga's a straight bitch and you not like that, bro. You not like that. You good fixing your mouth and your mugs and all that old whole ass shit getting up. And that's one thing, bro. Nobody in this city respect you, bro. Nobody in this city is motivated by you, my nigga. Like 70-80% people is laughing at you, bro. They're not laughing with you, my nigga. They laughing at you. You always been the nigga. And BG could fuck you, bro. I know it. I know BG could fuck you, bro. Ain't no real nigga in this fucking world make a living or a job every fucking day getting up talking about no man. If another nigga think that's some man shit, you not a man. Ain't no nigga do that, bro. That's unheard of, bro. That's unheard of to go on another nigga page every single day and talk about me. And talk about BG, and talk about gangster. Ain't no nigga do that, man. Ain't gonna get on. That shit gonna get shut down every time. We up now, bitch. Pussy ass nigga. You's a hoe. I'm gonna entertain you every time. I was waiting. It was burning my soul. And I've been seeing all you niggas in real life. I've been seeing, except your bitch ass, man. I've been seeing
Living
all
life.
you niggas in real life. And none of you niggas never had a problem. None of you all you niggas always saying something different. Especially homie with the yellow nigga who was sitting on side yellow. Man, I seen homie act like he about to kill. He wanted to kill me on the thing.
Tomorrow Slidell.
That's like I seen who's on the thing with yellow PCM.
Yeah.
I see homie at the club. Homie something different. Man, you ain't no country boy, man. I fuck with niggas in Harvard, man.
Yo,
Woo.
YouTube did this to him though, y'all. Yo, I told y'all how YouTube gets people, y'all. He did that one video on BG and that bitch went through the roof. You heard me? So yo, basically what happened is he succumbed to the views. YouTube does that to people sometimes, man. They put you in a situation where you saying the views, but ultimately means you saying the money on this app that you ain't never seen before. And it kind of takes you in that direction, but you don't have to go in that direction. You know, but most people is going to succumb to that. And I think that's what happened with Shorty, man. He's seen them views that he was getting for talking about New Orleans business. It started off as one video, then it was 2 videos. Next thing you know, he got 25 videos, 1,000 people on the live, and he just airing out a lot of business that he probably shouldn't have never spoke on. Well, not even probably, he shouldn't have never spoke on. He got carried away by the views. And then YouTube took his channel. Remember when Ray J said, yo, the crash out is real? Yeah, man, you crashing out. You getting money, but you losing at the same time. And that's what happened with Shorty, man.
Man, I ain't know. Now you had a better way to do that, brother.
That's why I tell
You see
you.
what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Real time. I'm this. I'm not saying, bro. I'm not even asking you to have the energy. If you want to have the energy, have the energy. But I'm not saying this because I'm looking for niggas just to have the energy. I'm just saying, bitch ass niggas, stop acting like that, bro. When you know you don't gotta do that, bro. Because what be happening to me and the dog, niggas be fooling themselves, bro, and they be crying in the hole in the tank right after that. To where you didn't maximize the nigga so much on this bitch to where it wouldn't be right when you see him. To where you don't do nothing. Cause that nigga pull out the camera, look at this bitch ass nigga right. I pull out that camera when I see you, look at this bitch ass, see that's provoking you.
Right.
You been to shot me out of anger, my nigga, cause you don't want to look bad on this camera.
Embarrassment.
and you going straight to jail. Man, you not ready. You niggas not ready to die, bro, and you niggas not ready to go to Camp J. Stop playing, bro.
Right. See, that's the biggest issue I got with the you know, when I got into podcasts and I got into podcasts to talk about shit that I, you know, opinions, shit like that, probably drop some jewels on niggas or whatever may be the case, right? But when shit get ugly to a level of disrespecting or whatever like that, I'm more like of a person, like, I'm cut from the cloth of, I see you in real life, and then we can deal with it according to what it is from that point on. But I'm just not the person to go back and forth with niggas, because I can't even build my anger up to fuss at the camera with nobody being there. I'm just saying.
That's one thing. Fuck that. That ain't me. Cause you know what, bro? Niggas be fooling themselves when you get so big and you go so up. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Gas, man. Worry about what y'all got going on. Worry about the chemistry and all that shit sound fine and dandy. Because you know one thing, big brother, I'll never be able to handle a situation today how I would have handled it back then anyway. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Before
a
as
fact.
me adopting a mentality to what that is, saying, man, you too big. You ain't got to entertain that now, bro. I'm making the people. That ain't me for real. That's not me in real life. You making the people happy. And I'm like a bitch. This nigga got me fucked up. No, that's not me for real. I'm gonna give a fuck, bro. From $1 to 10 million. If I felt like addressing the nigga, especially if I could get a few dollars off it, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't give a fuck about how big and what you think I should do, because that's what you think I should do. And that's what make you happy. But I'm feeling like a bitch inside because you think I'm a bitch. Yeah, that matter to me. I ain't never handled it like that. And I will never handle it like that, because that's not me in here. Fuck the nigga.
That's the part that I'm stressing about. The way I go about doing whatever I'm doing is who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not for nobody. I know how people feel, and I got all these different opinions on how I should handle and do certain things. But I only do shit the way I want to do.
Shorty's getting way too disrespectful. Like, you can't just sit back and take it and not say nothing. I kind of feel gas on that. Now I'm feeling like a bitch. Regardless, like, it ain't about nobody else. Yeah, man, it ain't about the internet. It ain't about public perception. It's just in general. Like, yo, cause you wouldn't even say this to me. And that's how that shit be a lot of times. Like, yo, you wouldn't even say this to me face to face. Like, you getting on this internet, you saying some of the wildest things out your mouth. But if you was to see me in person, yo, you wouldn't even, your whole energy is switch. So why are you on this bitch playing?
And I respect you for being the man that you are and doing it the way you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I just
But that's
stand
why
on
when I go at people, yo, like, some of these guys take that shit too far. Like I said, they start bringing up kids and family members and mothers and fathers. Like, oh, all right, yo, you taking that shit too far, yo. Like, we gonna talk shit on the internet between us two, yo. Keep it that way. The minute you start going into family and friends and shit like that and dead homeboys, yo, now we got a real issue. I mean, now when you see me, you gonna have to stand on that shit.
the principles of who I am. It's not for no people. I can promise you that. It's for just
What
who
you
I
mean,
am.
gangster
Like,
player?
you know,
That's
They shouldn't have been fucking with gangster anyway. They shouldn't have never, like I said, that's one of the reasons I kind of fell back from them. Like, I fuck with these boys. They keep it real. Yo, but, yo, fucking with gangsters, like, come on, bro. You know what that man did, man. You know what that man did. I think his ass still working, to be honest. Like I always tell, I don't think you just work with the federal government one time.
a bad statement talking about we had an understanding. I can't see no nigga, bro. That's not a statement that a nigga can make, that I can say whatever I
That's what that
want
person
about. I can say whatever I want about a nigga and then see you. Me and the bitch, you know I be joking, man. Tell that bitch gas I be joking. No, come on, man. I've been joking my whole life, my nigga. Joking is not disrespect to a level, bro. You know what I'm saying? Joking don't mean disrespect a nigga. Nigga could joke back a certain type of ways, bro, not disrespecting the nigga. I've been doing that my whole life in jail, my nigga.
right.
So nigga can't talk about, say all this whole ass shit and disrespect a nigga from top to bottom and see a nigga and say we had an understanding. Come on, man. The fuck out of here. Nah, not me. I don't want no understanding with no bitch ass niggas. No bitch ass nigga, especially not no nigga that I try to help. I genuinely try to fuck with that nigga murder with nothing to gain.
Yeah,
Cause you know
I
why,
met y'all
bro?
as friends.
Because
I met y'all cool at least, you know.
and you know why? And this, before I even say that, boy, murder don't know nothing else. he had to know something must be going on with that nigga Gas, cause boy, this view shit, this YouTube shit, boy, you know I'm about to max you, boy, you know I'm about to max the views out talking about your bitch ass. If you know I'm good at that. So you know if I ain't, I'm gonna do it all for views, bro. I'm gonna do it all. I do it for the views. You fucking right. So if I ain't answering your bitch ass, boy, you know it must was a technicality somewhere. But that's the only reason why I'm talking to this bitch ass, bro, because I had nothing to gain, dog. And that's the type of nigga I am. I come fuck with the niggas at the bottom that niggas don't want fuck with. Nobody don't want fuck with Murder. Murder did this shit 4-5 times. This shit he doing on the line, and this time it just stuck and he used me as a casualty, made something up about his address, and BG was the hottest thing coming home, bro, and he just shifted the weight to BG. He came up dissing his own homeboy. He came up Murder got views from dissing BG right now, a nigga who wavy roll for forever. I'm the same.
I told you, y'all, and that was kind of strange too. Like that's another thing I couldn't really fuck with. Like, yo, he was BG biggest supporter for years. Well, at least since I've been watching him. Since he came home, I can't say for years. I ain't watching for years. But since BG came home, he was BG biggest supporter. Then he just flipped on the nigga and just started calling him all type of bitches and you ain't from Uptown and you paying draft and you from Vance and Magnolia. You ain't from the projects. I was just like, damn, you're going in on this nigga. It was almost similar to the flip that YS Armando did. Remember when we called out Mondo? Remember when we called out Mondo for the for how he was riding with Thug all this time, and then the paperwork come out or the video get re-released on Thug, and this whole narrative been ran on him, and he just flipped on him. I was like, damn, that was wild. That's similar to what OG Murder did with BG. I'm tired of protecting you. Like, damn, bro, if you felt like this the whole time, then you shouldn't have never been vouching for him. You know, that's flawed for real. The nigga just was so funny with it. A lot of people overlooked it.
Nigga brought his name up with BG on the interview.
Right.
We ain't never had no problem. If I had a problem with a nigga and I don't fuck with a nigga, bro, what I'ma do all that for?
They probably do anything,
what
bro.
I'ma do all that for?
Yeah,
Come on, man, you built a whole war on a nigga, bro. I can't respect that.
When we talked, I did specify. I said that clearly. I said, dude, you know that. He said, look me in my eyes for real, man, and tell me that. I said, I'm telling you, you know this man. You knew this man before. You know what I'm saying? You was jamming with him before I was in with him.
Bitch,
so
you
know how he rocking. Like, I say, and I told Murder that, I said, man, it's like you built the case on him to make everything else fall in place from that point on.
That's what he did.
You did what you did.
That ain't cheating.
That's exactly what he did. But YouTube did that to him, man. I'm telling y'all done watched so many people succumb to views, yo. Like, yo, it's a hard thing to fight against. You know what I mean? When you getting 200,000 views a month and your shit jump from 200,000 to fucking 300,000 to 400,000 to $1 million in a month, and your check then went from 500 to 5,000. Yo, some people can't fight against that shit, man. Some people think, well, shit, this is the direction I'm gonna go. But that going that direction is what ultimately, fucked them over in the end. It's a game, yo. That's why I said, remember I told you they try to push me in the Baltimore algorithm by making every single video I do on Baltimore go 20,000, 100,000, 50,000, 60,000. Yo, but I don't want to just be known as a Baltimore blogger. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they try to put you in a box. I don't want to be in a box. See, but with his situation, it was a little bit different because he was talking about people that we all know. You know what I mean? So the box that he was going to be in was a little, it was a bigger box. But ultimately is what got his page took. Nah, I heard what he said about BG. Shit, I watched some of his lives talking about BG. I'm talking about the fact he talking about BG ain't look out for niggas. BG did that. I seen some of the things. I seen when he first started talking like that. I was watching. Now when he started talking about crimes and shit, I kind of like fell back from that shit. Like, I ain't really interested in hearing about unsolved crimes. You feel me? Or YouTube. That ain't really my thing. I don't think you should be discussing that type of shit on YouTube. He said BG was on some bullshit. And the first video he did, he was talking about BG getting high again, which could have violated his parole. You know what I mean? So I ain't that was a little wild too, but I understood his frustration. But I would have took that to BG. You feel me? You did all this time, you come home and you back bipping. Like, yo, that's crazy.
My nigga, come on, my nigga, don't come on, man. That ain't G, bro. And I'll never want no understanding with no nigga I really try to help. But that's New Orleans shit, bro. And that's the stigma that niggas get, bro. Even with the plugs in Cali, like I'm talking about. Nigga talking this shit, like popping this shit at him.
Yeah, OG was pretty much saying you're not boots on the ground type. You know what I'm saying, man? We trying to get at these young brothers and let them know that, you know what I'm saying, that shit, trying to save them from the penitentiary. And you kind of advocating against that when you a nigga that, according to that brother, you ain't been boots on the ground. You ain't active. You ain't never stepped on nothing. You ain't never did nothing at the level that you talking about is war out here. You know what I'm saying? You never was in the war. So that's pretty much what G was like pretty much saying about him. Like, you never was in the war, but you know what I'm saying? To even kind of talk about the war, because you're not doing what we doing, and you really don't have no nothing to say when it come down to
What's up, Lisa?
Putting the flag down, putting it down or not. Yeah.
This the No Rap Pack, Rap Cap. They from out New Orleans or Louisiana. I think they from New Orleans, and they talking about the dude OG murder.
Just don't have.
He got his
you're not in
face
position to say that because you're not one of them dudes that we respect like that. You know what I'm saying? They just look at it, almost like they look at Jim as like he's just a rapper version of the lifestyle that they live.
And that's cool, man. Sometimes, bro, like I just don't understand, like, what's wrong with the role of that? Like, what's wrong with the role of whoever you are, bro? Like, what's wrong with that, bro? But niggas just want to be that nigga, and that would be happening, bro. Like, niggas want to be the nigga of all niggas.
It's like hip hop is based off of what
Clout. Clout is Clout is a motherfucker. I be trying to explain that shit to y'all all the time, man. I done seen it happen to so many people on this internet. And I've been on here for 4 years, man. I done seen so many people succumb to Clout. That boy started talking about BG. Clout went through the fucking does that. Clout. Chloe! Oh, God. Where the fuck that other dog go at? Yeah, Chloe! Chloe! Oh, alright. Come on, what the fuck is you doing, man? Come on, in the cage. Yeah, Clout goes through the roof, man. And people don't know how to, get you. Come on, man. You too. Let's go. You say he's talking about man, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's who he was talking about when you came, but he was talking about OG murder for the longest. Come on. What's up, Raheem? Let's go in the cage. Yeah, he was talking about OG murder. And I was just saying, I watched it happen. Like, I remember when he first started talking about BG, he was like, man, I ain't gonna do no more videos. And then he just went on like a whole month run. He went on a whole month run about exposing BG. And it went from just talking about BG to talking about his girl to talking about Soulja Slim kids ain't his. I'm not BG. BG claiming kids that ain't his. And he just started going too far with the shit, man. Start talking about Juvie wife was cheating. Like, I was watching that shit, some of it. I ain't watch all of it. Like I said, I ain't like when he started speaking on crimes. I thought that shit was snitching for real. Thought it was snitching. So I started watching him after that. Yeah, they try to do Dirk dirty, man. That's the system though, yo. That's how they operate. It's fucked up. The fucked up thing about the Dirk situation is that they're gonna be allowed to do it. That's the most messed up thing about the whole situation with Dirk. They're gonna be allowed to do it. All the messages is gonna be allowed into the courtroom. All the stuff is gonna be allowed into the courtroom. All the irrelevant information. I even seen something that said something about Muwap. They brought up duck murder. Oh shit. They saying he like the Mexican mafia. Jesus Christ. Then you got these niggas on the interview talking about, Dirk, Dirk expect more loyalty expect you to be more loyalty to OTF than you do your own family. Ain't none of that shit gonna help. So we already see the angle. So you already see the angle that the federal government is gonna go. Is going with this Dirk situation. They taking the same angle like they took. What's up, Rita? They taking the same angle like they took with Diddy. We gonna slander him so bad. Slander him so bad in front of this jury that even with the lack of evidence, they're gonna find him guilty. That's the motive. It seemed like that's the federal government motive when they don't have no evidence, when they don't have no case. Like, all right, fuck it. We might ain't got a whole bunch of proof that you dropped money, but we do got proof that you will drop money, and we gonna share that shit to the jury. We gonna post it up. We gonna share it on social media so the blogs can get a hand of it, and we gonna find you guilty with no evidence. Like I'm trying to tell you, that's what they do, y'all. We gonna find you guilty with no evidence. Because Dirk lawyer brought up a good point. Like, yo, y'all keep saying money was dropped and conversations was made, but y'all ain't provide no proof. Like, when did these conversations happen? When was this money supposed to be given? Like, yo, we need detailed information. They still haven't released the witnesses. They still haven't released the witnesses. They try and release the witnesses 1 week before trial. Like, how the fuck? I mean, they've been doing that. They always did that. They've been doing that since like 2007. They don't really want you threatening witnesses. So what they do is they release them right before a trial. So that way, it puts you at a disadvantage. But they say that, we just protecting the witnesses. Oh, man, y'all really trying to put a motherfucker at a disadvantage. How you going to get a chance to prepare for trial when you just getting the witness list? A week. You got a week. What if it's 20? What if it's 30 witnesses on that bitch? You can't practice for that shit in a motherfucking week. Yeah, basically. Same thing with Melly. It's the system. Y'all was talking about it yesterday with Kyron Lacey. It's the system, yo. It's dirty, y'all. I just be glad, more people starting to see it for what it is instead of what they want it to be. It ain't really no justice. Yeah, it ain't really no justice, man. This shit about railroading. You feel me? That's what this system is about. Railroading niggas. How many niggas we can railroad in a year? In a week? In a day? It's fucked up though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Dirk probably one of the only rappers I really even listen to. That's mainstream. I listen to Baltimore raps for the most part. And Dirk, it's fucked up, y'all. I think Dirk just got carried away, man. Yeah, man. Daps to do that too sometimes. You know, you using motherfuckers keep getting killed and shit. I know that's fucked up. They're bringing all this irrelevant evidence in. We haven't seen nothing substantial yet. How much was the bounty? Did anybody get paid? Like, yo, give us some real information, man. Like the lawyer said. Did anybody get paid? When was these calls made? Like, real information. They want to keep that shit on. Matter of fact, I can't even say they keep it under seal because the defense don't even know. They just haven't released it. So Dirk trying to get the case thrown out because they withholding information. Now the judge is going to overrule it. Like this is what happened with them. They overrule everything. The judge is going to overrule it. Guess they like, man, fuck it, we gonna railroad them and just let the appeals court deal with it. Yeah, I see they brought up Duck. They bring up everything in this. They probably gonna bring up new. They gonna bring up everything that they can possibly bring up to paint this man in as a motherfucking mob boss. You know what I mean? Trying to paint him as a mob boss, man. Even talking about crimes that didn't even happen. Talking about, yeah, he tried to put money on everybody on O Block. Everybody in O Block. Like, so Dirk tried to get everybody in O Block here. Then they throw Money Duke name out there. You know, he got killed. So, you know, they gonna try to make a correlation. Even though a nigga was in the comments yesterday from Chicago and explained to us the Money Duke situation. Dirk ain't had nothing to do with it. It's a fucked up way to get caught in, y'all. That's why it's best. Don't need to play with them people. Yeah, I know. 2,800. The vice getting gonna try to bribe a juror. I don't even think Diddy had an anonymous jury. Was Diddy jury anonymous? But that's the game you play, y'all. When you playing that game, you know, stay the fuck away from them people, man. People don't play fair, man. It's a losing battle. Can't win with them. You know what I mean? Can't win with them. Even when you do win, that shit gonna take some time. Good thing for Dirk is he got the money to fight. And it don't look like the guys that's in there with him turned on him. So, I don't know, that shit crazy. I ain't like the narrative that was being spent on him about Diddy lawyer puts the blame on Dirk. Like, that was a fucked up narrative they did the other day. That was a fucked up narrative, man. They did that shit with G Herbo and the dude that got killed. Talking about No Limit member killed days after arguing with G Herbo. Like, what the fuck? Like, you niggas just do anything. Just say yo got killed. Yo, why you gotta try to make a connection to G Herbo? Like, that man probably was in motherfucking Las Vegas somewhere in a casino gambling. Ain't had shit to do with that murder, but y'all gonna tie his name to it anyway. That man was in the city of Chicago. He probably was beef with a whole bunch of niggas. And even if Herbo did have something to do with it, let the police figure that shit out. Where you see that at, Al? I went to that page. They ain't post no new documents. I went to that Twitter page. I seen the thing about some text messages that supposedly got leaked. Point and Shoot did a video. I think so too. Lisa. I ain't gonna say his name, but the only reason I think so is because yo was asked on one of them interviews about the situation. And this nigga replied was, you know, sometimes yo people gotta die so other people can live. I said, oh shit. Yo a scumbag. You know, he was running scared, man. When that man was on the streets and his connection to him, he was scared to death. You know, cause niggas beating him up and shit. disrespecting him. And then, from what I understand, your mother was cool with one of the other guy's mother. So he got his mother on his ass, telling him something gotta be done. I think he took the strap out of the car. That's why he was on the phone with him. I think he took the strap out of the car. Because we ain't hear that when the car got pulled over that we found it was a strap found in the car. We ain't hear that. Or took that bitch. He was with him right before. Then in another interview, he said he was with him right before, but then he tried to, not right before, but I seen him earlier that day. Man, he probably was the last person with that man the night before. Did him dirty, man. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, he did him dirty. Probably a federal informant. So Yella Beezy going to court? I don't think Yella Beezy had nothing to do with that shit. Hey, Alvin, what point is you did something on his Patreon or something? Because he ain't did no video. He ain't posted no video in a month. He must did that shit on the Patreon. But yeah, we gonna cover it. Mo3 was a problem, man. He was too much for them niggas. They couldn't take him. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, in them type of situations, motherfucker either gonna tell on you or they gonna line you up. That's normally how it happens. Them niggas wasn't on them boys, Trap Boy Freddy and Yella B, they wasn't on no gangster time. Shorty came out that bitch applied pressure on them. Too much pressure. Made them turn gangster. Couldn't take that shit. Then there was the Errol Spence. I think the Errol Spence situation was too far. The Errol Spence, I think after the Errol Spence situation, that's when it was like, alright, yo got to go. At the time, this nigga was the world champion. Then that's when the decision was made. So now they're saying court documents reveal an OTF member gave the feds information during an interview, have seized more audio messages between others and OTF members. They didn't know what the fuck they were saying. That whole thing is redacted. Yeah, I ain't got nothing on Instagram, Al. That whole thing is redacted. So you don't know what the fuck they were saying. Yeah. Mo3 was too much for them niggas. Yeah, but I ain't got nothing to say to my Instagram. Don't you tag me in it? I don't see it, bro. Looking at my Instagram now. I know Goyeo keep getting exposed as a boy lover. I ain't surprised though. They gay as a bitch, you can tell. Try to be too gangster, you trying to compensate. You know what I mean? I don't think none of them boys. Somebody probably is ratting. Memo probably ratting. Memo a weak link, yo. I'm sure they pressed him. That boy a weak link, man. He ain't caught no cases in the last couple of years. He probably pressed his ass. Cause the fans look for that. They look for fallouts. You know what I mean? The person that fall out is more than likely is going to be a person that'll talk. Davon, yeah, but I don't think somebody, I don't think none of the boys is locked up with them, tell. Could be somebody loosely connected. You know what I mean? Somebody just be around sometimes. Dirk wasn't really taken care of. Somebody that got jealous and he was doing something for more. He was doing something for others that he wasn't doing for, you know what I mean? Doing more for others than he was doing for him. That's normally when people start telling, yo. People be telling for jealousy. People be telling for fear, hate, animosity. You know what I mean? There's a few reasons why people start snitching and shit. Yeah, it's not on here, bro. Don't ever. Look. Yeah, I don't have it, bro. I don't know why it's not coming through. You say it's on Point and Shoot Instagram page? I just pull up his page. You know, Dirk case coming up in what? January. They ain't gonna be able to hide everything forever. It's fucked up. He put himself in that situation. Cuff Boys YouTube page. Yo, Cuff Boys break down paperwork better than Study Nash. As crazy as that sounds. The Cuff Boys, he actually do a decent job of breaking down paperwork. That like button, y'all. Yeah, you do a good job, yo. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him.
Dropped a bombshell. His lawyers filed another motion to dismiss the indictment, arguing Lil Durk's legal team just dropped a bombshell. His lawyers filed another motion to dismiss the indictment, arguing it's so big they don't even know what Durk supposedly told his OTF associates, or how he allegedly ordered anyone to be killed. They say prosecutors haven't given them any evidence of the alleged coded language Durk supposedly used, or proof of any money he paid to OTF associates to carry out violence. Was it cash, a wire, a check? Nobody knows. In August, Durk was allegedly caught with an Apple Watch that had cellular service, and tried to destroy it after being caught. This is the biggest update by far we've had for the Durk case because everything's been sealed. We haven't been able to see any documents, but suddenly we're able to see these. So stick around for the full video. So much information. Hit subscribe. Let's go. Our first thing we got here, defendant Dirk Banks' motion to dismiss for vagueness, or in the alternate for a bill of particulars. So they're saying the indictment is too vague and too broad, and they want specifics. Dirk Banks, through his attorneys Drew Findling, Marissa Goldberg, Jonathan Breeman, and Christy O'Connor, hereby file this motion to dismiss. Makes this motion under Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 7C1F and under the 5th and 6th Amendments to the Constitution. This indictment is impermissibly vague. It leaves the defense to guess as to the government's theory of guilt, and it leaves the government free to change that theory as its cooperators' stories morph over time to meet the demands of a conviction. Because the indictment omits the factual particulars necessary to give Mr. Banks notice of the charges against him and to permit him to prepare for his defense at trial, it by Federal Criminal Procedure 7C1 and the 5th and 6th Amendments. Dismissal is warranted. So his lawyers are saying this indictment is changing and morphing into different things just because they're desperate to get a conviction for Dirk. That's what it sounds like to me.
Exactly what they do.
Counts 1 and 2 allege that Mr. Banks conspired to and participated in murder for hire. In other words, a murder as consideration for the receipt of and consideration for the promise, an agreement to pay, and anything of pecuniary value, or what the government calls a bounty. Defining anything of pecuniary value to include anything of value in form of money, a negotiable instrument, a commercial commercial interest, or anything else the primary significance of which is
Big
economic
stacks.
advantage. And here we go. The problem with counts 1 and 2 is that while they do allege in general terms that Mr. Banks offered a bounty for TB's murder, they do not provide the specifics necessary for him to adequately prepare his defense. To prevent surprise at trial, to protect against double jeopardy, or to prevent the government from shifting its legal theory or straying from its grand jury presentation. So it sounds like they're saying they haven't gotten all the evidence, or there's some discovery issues, like they haven't gotten everything they need to defend Dirt in court at all. The indictment only alleges that Mr. Banks used unspecific coded language. That oxymoron, I've never even seen that word, made clear that TB's killer would be rewarded with money or lucrative government. What was the coded language he used? Upon which decision? When, where, and how was this coded language bounty allegedly conveyed? Wait, so it sounds like they don't even know the coded language yet? They haven't been given this coded language? How is this possible?
Yo, but see, that's what they do, yo. They're gonna make whatever they want this coded language to mean. That's what they're gonna make it mean. That's what they do. Whatever he could have said, man, look, I'm on that. They're gonna go to court and be like, look, that's him green lighting the murder. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's like, yo, it's crazy that they just be allowed to do that shit. The whole time he could have been talking about something else. But in court, they're gonna make it seem like, nah, this was him green lighting the murder. Just by him saying I'm on that. The dirty system, yo. They shouldn't be allowed to get away with that type of shit for real.
The trial was supposed to start this month, but then it got delayed to January. What were the monetary rewards and music opportunities that were supposedly promised or delivered as consideration for the murder? Without more, there's real danger of constructive amendment and or fatal variance at trial and violation of the Constitution. A similar deficiency plagues the at direction of language that affects every count in the indictment. While the indictment alleges that co-conspirators carried out various acts at the direction of Mr. Banks, and they list everything here: flying to LA, tracking, stalking, and attempting to kill TB by gunfire, procuring the firearms and equipment used to do so, it fails to give any specifics. When, where, how, and to whom did Mr. Banks give these alleged directions? That's something I point out in my original videos. They really didn't give a lot up in these indictments on what Banks did besides fly with someone to LA and say don't book no flights with names connected to me. And apparently they haven't given anything else to the defense either, which I find mind-blowing. What's the discovery deadline here? When do they get cut off for being able to delay discovery deadlines? In federal cases, isn't it like very last minute? Because I remember in the Diddy trial, it was very last minute. They got a lot of shit, like literally a week or two before the trial started. So maybe this is a federal thing, kind of horse shit. To ensure the basic fairness of this trial, the defense is entitled to know, given the vagueness of the indictment's bounty and at the direction of the allegations, if the indictment is permitted to stand, a bill of particulars is warranted. Mr. Banks requests a bill of particulars that reflects theory upon which the grand jury rests its charging decision. And that gives Mr. Banks fair notice of the allegations against him, specifically we request the following information: the language that Mr. Banks allegedly used to convey his offer, the nature of the item of pecuniary value that Mr. Banks is alleged to have offered or delivered in exchange for the murder, the date, time, audience, and circumstances of the alleged bounty offer, the language used, date, time, audience, and circumstances related to the at the direction of allegations of the indictment. All seems very basic, right? They want to know he's charged with murder for hire, and they don't know where, when, and how he instructed someone to go murder someone. How is that fair? How the fuck do the defense not have this yet? I find this insane. Absolutely insane. How is this fair? You are literally charged with murder for hire, and you don't know when you did it. And they go over the factual background of the indictment, the coded language part we just brought up, the bounty language, and they're quoting the indictment. Defendant Banks made clear in coded language that he would pay a bounty or monetary reward. Defendant Banks would place bounties on individuals that he and others...
Man, I was saying, what the fuck is that? What did he say it in Spanish? French? Like, did he do this in pig Latin? Like, what the fuck is coded language? Or that can mean anything, man. What makes the language coded? Like, did he do it in sign language? Like, they gotta elaborate on what that means. At least to the defense team.
Other OTF members wanted to kill, including TB. As part of the bounty, co-conspirators known or unknown, including Defendant Banks and Wilson, would pay anyone who took part in the killing of TB, reward individuals with lucrative music opportunities with OTF. Where's the evidence of this? It's kind of crazy that they have to beg for evidence. I find this baffling. Following the killing of DB, on or about November 6, 2020, Defendant Banks used coded language, told Defendant Wilson and co-conspirators 2, 4, and 5, and others that he would pay a bounty or monetary reward to anyone who took part in the killing. The language supporting count 2 is similar. That count charges Mr. Banks with substantive murder for hire and aiding and abetting the same. Defendant used facilities of interstate and foreign commerce with the intent to murder TB. At the direction of defendant Banks, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 traveled from Chicago, Illinois to LA for the purpose of murdering TB. And more, just at the direction of defendant Banks, defendant Grant would procure cars, ski masks, firearms that would be used by co-conspirators to find, track, kill TB. The Sixth Amendment declares that in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusations against him. The Fifth Amendment provides that no person shall be held to answer for infamous unless on a presentment or indictment of the grand jury. Rule 7C1 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure implements these constitutional guarantees. It requires that an indictment contain a plain, concise, and defined written statement of the essential facts constituting the offense charges. They're saying the Fifth and Sixth Amendment and Rule 7C1 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure says they must give over all this information.
When life throws everything at you, tuition, home projects, unexpected expenses, this is how I got the cash.
All this
Now the feds is gonna find a way to get around this. Are we clear, y'all? The feds is gonna find a way to get around that. Way to give them the information last minute. It's just what they do. You know? That's why they win that trial. You know, because the laws is geared towards them. They're good at finding loopholes in the system. And it seems like the federal judges always agree with them. Only case we have covered where the federal government went against the feds is with being Young Boy case. When they said they couldn't use the the fingerprint evidence, it was some type of evidence they threw out. It changed the whole dynamic of the case. Couldn't prove their case after that.
information. Courts have long recognized that an indictment must state the alleged offense with clearness and all necessary certainty to apprise the accused of the crime which he stands charged. And they cite United States v. Mills, United States v. Krasovich. It is not enough for an indictment to plead mere legal conclusions. As the Supreme Court declared more than a century ago, 100 fucking years ago, they're like, you need to give us more than just legal conclusions. Facts are to be stated, not conclusions of law alone. A crime is made up of acts and intent, and these must be set forth in the indictment with reasonable particularity of time, place, and circumstances. United States v. Pyro. When the statute under which the offense is charged includes generic terms, it is not sufficient that the indictment shall charge the offense in the same generic terms as in the definition, but it must state the specifics, it must dissent to particulars. And here they talk about how a vague indictment is dangerous. First, it does not permit the defendant to prepare an adequate defense or to address himself to the relevant questions of fact and law. Second, it creates the risk that the defendant will be tried for an offense other than the one for which he was indicted by the grand jury. What was the grand jury shown? That's what they want to know. Why can't we know what the grand jury was shown yet? That's horseshit to me. Third, it permits the government to shift its legal theory as the case progresses. Exactly. Because these fucking lawyers are trying to do something. They're trying to defend their client. And when there's a vague indictment and they file motions, it's going to screw everything up, bro. There should be some sort of barriers. I mean, Dirk has rights. No matter what you think of Lil Durk, he has rights. And fourth, it creates the risk the defendant will be deprived of the protection against being tried twice for the same offense. What the indictment fails to tell us are the very things the defense is entitled to know. The operative facts underlying the government's theories of Mr. Banks' guilt. There's no allegation here that Mr. Banks physically participated in the stalking and shooting at issue. The crux, the entirety, even in the government's case, then is first, that he somehow offered or paid some sort of unspecified bounty in exchange for the murder, and second, that he directed some unspecified way the stalking, the firearm possession, the murder, and perhaps also the murder's bounty payment. Those are the only two links, the bounty and Mr. Banks' direction of others alleged to connect him to the charged crimes.
Like, it sounds like, yo, they don't have no evidence. They just got to snitch. Like, yo, you can't, like, I don't know, it's crazy that they be allowed to do this. They literally just be allowed to have a person to come up and just say, look, I was present for this, that, and the third, with no real proof. You know what I mean? No real proof to back up these claims. They just claims. Like the Diddy situation. Oh, Diddy did this and did that. Yeah, but where's the proof? Where's the phone calls? Where's the... How can we verify these claims? It's like they don't even... And they just... Oh, somebody's saying it. That's enough for feds to lock your ass up.
This is baffling. Oh my god, my camera froze again. Why is it doing this? How long was it frozen? This is gonna really start to piss me off. It's been doing it lately. This is baffling though. How did they not know any of this information yet? The guy is charged with murder for hire and he doesn't even know what he did. The government cannot prove these links beyond reasonable doubt. Its case against Mr. Banks fails. As to the bounty offered as an element of the murder for charge in counts 1 and 2, that Mr. Banks gave or promised something of pecuniary value in exchange for seeking the murder. specifics of the government's theory on those points for the bounty and at the direction of allegations. For example, we have the issue of the coded language supposedly used to convey the bounty. The indictment alleged that Mr. Banks made clear in coded language that he would pay a bounty or monetary reward. Oh, this is funny. Listen up to this point. Let's consider some potential defenses to this allegation. 1. Mr. Banks never used the coded language. He was not present when the words are alleged to have been uttered, or there's no record of corresponding phone call or text message. 2. And the language at issue does not mean what the government says it means. How can Mr. Banks be prepared to present either or both of these defenses if he does not know the specific circumstance of this alleged coded language bounty? The man doesn't even know who he's accused of at this point. This shit is just unbelievable. What code words did he supposedly use that are alleged to mean what the government says they mean? Was the bounty offer conveyed in person or over the phone? Where and when? Mr. Banks is entitled to know what coded language the government presented to the grand jury and will thus rely upon trial and the circumstances surrounding this alleged communication. What sum of money is alleged to have been offered as bounty? In cash, via wire transfer, or a written check? This trial was never going to start in October, bro. This trial's not starting in January. This shit's going to get delayed again. What were the lucrative music opportunities that served as an alleged consideration for TV's murder? Was it a feature on Mr. Banks' songs and or furnished as a consideration for the murder? If so, which song? The defense is entitled to know. The defense must guess what aspect of Mr. Banks' alleged interactions with Portico conspirators during the time period between or before November 6, 2020 and August 22nd, 2022. At the very least, the court should order a bill of particulars. I mean, yeah, if they don't dismiss it, obviously I doubt they will. This bill of particulars would clarify everything, I'm sure. Another motion to dismiss indictment based on the unlawful designation of this U.S. attorney right here. Here's the U.S. attorney that they want to disqualify. His name's Bill. Reminded me of my Commander's running back, Bill. Let's go, baby. Moves this court to dismiss the instant indictment against him due to unlawful designation of Bill as the U.S. attorney for Central District of California and the unlawful appropriation of funding to the office he purports to lead, and to disqualify Mr. Bill and any attorneys working under his supervision or paid with the funds he has been wrongfully delegated to manage from participating in criminal prosecution.
Oh, so the lead district attorney is under investigation for misappropriating funds? Is that what he just said?
The U.S. attorney that they want to disqualify. If they don't dismiss it, obviously I doubt they will. This bill of particulars would clarify everything, I'm sure. Another motion to dismiss indictment based on the unlawful designation of this U.S. attorney right here. Here's the U.S. attorney that they want to disqualify. His name's Bill. Reminded me of my Commander's running back, Bill. Let's go, baby. Moves this court to dismiss the instant indictment against him due to unlawful designation of Bill as the U.S. attorney for Central District of California and the unlawful appropriation of funding to the office he purports to lead, and to disqualify Mr. Bill and any attorneys working under his supervision or paid with the funds he has been wrongfully delegated to manage from participating in criminal prosecutions in this district. What the fuck? What the hell is going on? Appointments clause does not permit the attorney general to appoint without Senate confirmation a private citizen and like-minded political.
Begin a career that is full of possibilities at Allstate Career School.
And like-minded political ally to wield the prosecutorial.
We gotta look into that situation. See if we get a better understanding of what they talking about.
Power of the United States. As such, Bill lacks the authority to conduct this prosecution, which can be taken only by someone lawfully appointed as a federal officer. Because he is not lawfully appointed, allowing Bill and the prosecutors he supervises to continue federal spending in furtherance of this prosecution also violates the appropriations clause, which prohibits the payment of treasury money unless it has been appropriated by an act of Congress. Bill's lack of authority to conduct this prosecution or expend the funds necessary for this prosecution requires that the second superseding indictment be dismissed and that Bill and all attorneys in that office be disqualified from participating in this prosecution. Holy shit. They're saying the attorney general appointed this motherfucker without permission, basically. And they're using federal funding to do this. Obviously, it's a federal case. That's fucking wild. Attorney. The president did not submit Bill as a nominee for Senate confirmation. His service expired after 120 days on July 30th. Public reports indicate that the judges of this district declined to make an appointment under blah blah blah, but there was no order or announcement. Bill disclosed in an interview that his service might continue. We've got some tricks up our sleeves, he said. That's some shady shit right there, what? Bill's political allies then began to describe him as acting United States attorney. This was in fact a trick because it circumvented limitations that Congress has imposed in temporary service and important federal offices like U.S. attorney. What the fuck is going on? This country is doomed. Like, how could bullshit like this happen? The trick involved a 4-step maneuver that commenced on July 29th, the day before the expiration of Bill's 120-day term limit. First, the Attorney General appointed Bill as special attorney, citing the attorney vested in Attorney General by law, including blah blah blah. Attorney General then appointed Bill as first assistant attorney for Central District of California. Bill purported to resign my position as interim United States attorney for the Central District of California. Yet in the very next sentence of his resignation letter, he announced that he looks forward to continuing to lead the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California. What? Bro resigned and then says, I'll lead it anyway. What's going on? This is some corrupt shit right here. Attorney General ordered that as first assistant, Bill will have authority to serve as acting United States attorney upon a vacancy in the office subject to the conditions and limitations of the Federal Vacancy Reform Act of 1999. Bill cannot continue serving as U.S. attorney in any capacity after he exhausted the 120-day clock. Because this 120-day clock expired on July 30th, his actions since that date have been taken without lawful authority. Under whatever framing, Bill cannot legally exercise the duties of the U.S. attorney. Bill is not lawfully serving as a U.S. attorney. Constitution of Mr. Banks permits him to exercise power he does not lawfully possess. By continuing to fund Bill, who is not lawfully appointed in his office, including assistant United States attorneys over which he has no lawful authority, the Department of Justice is spending funds that have been appropriated by Congress in violation of the appropriations
I ain't gonna lie,
clause.
that's a shrewd argument. I ain't never argument they trying to make about this U.S. attorney. Now I don't know if that'll work or not, but I'm intrigued to find out. Sound like it's some illegal activity going on over that bitch.
Of the Constitution. So they're calling out the DOJ basically here, that the DOJ is doing some corrupt shit. I try to avoid politics because it's all puppets. These politicians don't give a fuck about you. They all want money and power. That's it. Every single one of them, left and right. All right, next to a panel. Organized attempt to kill one of the defendant Dirk Banks' rivals at a busy gas station in LA. In broad daylight, 3 shooters opened fire, including with a machine gun, missing their intended target but killing SR. The government will prove at trial that all 7 co-conspirators were affiliated with the defendant Banks' organization. Only the family. We already know all this. To ensure a fair trial, prevent improper attempts to influence jurors.
7 co-conspirators? What's the 7? You got Dirk, Didi, Vonnie, Bona, Flagger, Brown Eyes. Who's the 7th person, y'all? 7th person, that's the one telling. Thanks, 28 on it. Appreciate it. Yo, who's the 7th person? So it's 7 of these guys arrested? We only know 6. We back clear?
And to otherwise protect the judicial process, the government requests that the court order the empanelment of an anonymous jury. All factors the court must consider weigh heavily in favor of juror anonymity. So what I'm guessing here is the government's going to say it puts the jurors in danger because these OTF members are dangerous. The murder in this case was not an isolated act of violence committed by OTF or its members. In recent years, OTF members and associates have committed other brazen murders, assaults, and violent crimes. This court has already emphasized the defendant Banks, the leader of OTF, uses money, influence, and power to endanger individuals whom he perceives as a threat. Defendant's vast resources coupled with the expansive reach and violent nature of OTF further justify additional safeguards to keep the jury free from intimidation and harassment. Indeed, defendant's supporters have already threatened government officials to free Dirk or face retribution. Bro, who was doing that? That is so bad. You cannot be threatening government officials, bro. The jury must be protected from similar misconduct. This murder case has garnered extreme amount of media attention that will increase at trial approaches. This case is therefore the precise circumstance where heightened measures are needed to secure the jury's safety and safeguard its fact-finding mission from improper influence. Names, addresses, and specific places of employment not be revealed to the public or parties. I honestly kind of understand this. Like, I remember in the Weissel trial when the jury was leaked, that almost ended the trial. Defendant's involvement with organized crime, defendant participation in a group with the capacity to harm jurors, defendant's past attempts to interfere with the judicial process or witnesses. He has past history of this? What did Dirk do in the past? The potential the defendant will suffer a lengthy incarceration if convicted, extensive publicity that could enhance the possibility that the jurors' names would become public, and expose them to intimidation and harassment. They're talking about how OTF is really dangerous. They say in 2024, 6 members of the O Block Street Gang, including OTF associate Marcus Smart, aka Muwop, were convicted of racketeering offenses that include the murder of Chicago rapper FBG Duck. Federal murder charges are also currently pending against 2 defendants that were allegedly motivated to kill by OTF-linked payments. Wait, what? There's more federal murder for hire charges coming? Does that mean Dirk is going to get charged with more shit? These murders...
No, they talking about the Stephon Mack murder. That's what he's talking about. They already said they're not prosecuting him in that case. Now they can double back, and change their mind. If he was to beat this case, I would think they'd try to double back and charge him in the D thing shit.
and the other violent crimes committed by defendants and other prominent OTF members show the compelling need for an anonymous jury in this case due to the strong link between OTF and organized violence. Just like the head of a typical street gang, defendant Banks exerts considerable influence over his associates while attempting to insulate himself from their street-level criminality. A seized audio message between two OTF associates demonstrates this hierarchy. In the message, a prominent OTF associate explains that when people call Banks for money, he gives out 500, 600,000 to the streets, including funding his conspirators, quote-unquote sliders, slang for stolen cars used to commit crimes. They're saying they have an audio message of an OTF associate saying Dirk just be giving out $500,000. That is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Do they have proof of this, like bank records? Associate describes how Banks controls and influences their operations, that Banks wants to know who is in charge of what first. That's how you want shit done. You want it done right. You want people to get sliders and stuff like that for sure, but you want people to know what's going on so it can be real structured. Situation blood, not no more little boy shit. Jesus. They have it quoted in here. He further details how defendant Banks' money comes with a price. That this shit going to get done right where people gonna get blamed for their own fuck ups. That structure explains why defendant Banks warned an OTF associate. As the associate purchased flights for the conspirators to travel to Southern California to commit murders, he said, "Don't book no flights under names involving me." They compare him to the Mexican mafia. Jesus. Banks was alleged to have offered money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, offering to pay money for any gangster disciple. We know all this. Just 2 weeks following the murder of SM, the suspected leader of the faction of gangster disciples, the alleged shooter discussed payment from OTF and defendant Banks. Alleged shooter texting another alleged shooter, "What's up with OTF? What do you mean they're not paying? Did Dirk give you that money?" So that's the whole other murder for hire in Chicago that Dirk was linked to from those text messages. That I made a video about this in the past. This is footage of the other murder for hire where Stefan Mack, I believe, was killed. Maybe this is the pending federal charges they're talking about. Defendant Banks has threatened to unleash his OTF associates to stalk and hunt his rivals. For example, in a seized text message between defendant Banks and other OTF associates, Banks boasts about threatening a rival, telling him, "I got them hunting you up, ads better have 3-ski mask on." Banks heated exchange with another rival, with defendant Banks telling his associates, "I'm finna pipe it up." In response, OTF associates agreed to follow defendant Banks' lead, exclaiming, "Blood, it's green." Emoji of car and traffic green light. Getting shit together now, no phones. Referring to a green light to act on defendant Banks' wishes for violence. And now they're quoting Dirk from like interviews about how he hates rats and shit, so he's gonna potentially see the jurors as rats, I guess. "I hate all rats. If you ever tell, I hate you. That made me who I am today. That took away half of my life. Motherfucker telling on my pop. So I hate rats with a real passion. Like I hate."
That DJ Academics interview, keep resurfacing. DJ Academics participated, yo, in setting them up. He get denied. What? I ain't stupid. I know these blogs working with the federal government. Yeah, man. Know they is. That whole interview was questionable. Whole interview. These academics trying to play stupid, trying to play dumb like they don't know what's going on. Oh, tell me more. What do you mean you hate rats? Can you elaborate? No, what you think about the Slide for Vaughn situation? All that shit was police shit. Dirk posted knew about him. I wouldn't answer none of that shit. He should have got up and walked out. Like, how the fuck type shit you on, act? Police ass nigga. But, so I'm ready to go to work, y'all. Try to get a live in later if we can. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share it live. I think it's probably gonna be some more information coming out on Dirk as time go on. Probably like for the next couple months, since they supposed to be getting up for trial. We'll be like 3 months away. October, November, December, January. 3 months away. Hopefully they come clean and release some details, at least to the defense team, so they can probably and adequately prepare. But you know that ain't happening. Not with the feds. Talk about OG Murder situation, y'all. OG Murder really fucked himself over. YouTube participated in it though, by promoting fuckery. You promote fuckery, and then a motherfucker choose to indulge in the fuckery, and then you take his page. Like, yeah, that's crazy as a motherfucker. But make sure I hit that button, like I said. Make sure you share it live. It's another day, QBG News, and I am out. You're